John Sloan speaking to Ross Houston, who faces Nicolas Dalby at Cagewarriors 106 in what's been deemed their Night of Champions. Ross, it's been nearly 7 months since you became the Cagewarriors welterweight champion. What has life looked like for you since winning the title and standing here today 8 weeks out from your first defence?
Life's good, John. Been training hard. Recently opened up the gym that we're standing just now, Highland Martial Arts Centre, so I've been concentrating on that a lot, obviously. Setting the foundations for my future and all that after I've done competing, but still training hard, kept my head down for a bit, and we'll be back in action soon.
Can you see a direct correlation between you winning the world title or your success in general and the growth of grassroots MMA here in the Highlands, because it's seen as relatively achievable now?
Yeah, I guess so. There's always a wee bit of a boost, especially after immediately after each fight that I've had. Like the Monday or the Tuesday after I've had a fight, the gym's always buzzing. But I can't. It's not all down to me. I've got a lot of good coaches in the gym. So I'm quite often away training and all that at different places, and I've got good coaches and mates running the place and keeping things running smooth.
This kind of role as a head coach, I know you've done it before, but this kind of constant cornering and coaching people. How do you ensure that the focus on your career is always at the forefront of your mind? Because I'd imagine it must sometimes get difficult to manage and balance priorities.
Yeah, well, to be honest, like I said, I've got good coaches and mates running the gym when I'm not here. I'd say, this point in my career, obviously, first and foremost, I'm a fighter. Compete. Because that's why I got into the sport, and I run the gym. So like all the ins and outs of things, the things behind the scene and all that, and so I wouldn't say I'm like a full-time coach. I take one class a week, maybe two sometimes, and that's just how I do. I have help cornering. I've got like Mitchell Flett who's helping corner all the Muay Thai guys, takes all the Muay Thai classes. Aidan McKenzie taking all the BJJ classes, and Aidan and like Jamie McDonald who do the MMA cornering as well, and obviously I'll be there when I can. So that's how it works, to be honest. So we all help each other out. I think everyone knows the deal. We just, especially when someone's got a fight coming up, we all chip in to make life a bit easier so we can train. A good team. Leading
up to that fight at Cagewarriors 98, you've been kind of teasing the idea that you're only in second or third gear, and you had a lot more to show in terms of your capabilities. You definitely showed that you had heart in that last fight, but how satisfied were you with that performance? I said to you off air, Israel Adesanya recently said when he fought Kelvin Gastelum that everyone has to have a kind of dogfight like that to prove to themselves and everyone else that they've got that inside of them. Did you know it was there, and what were your thoughts on that fight?
I wasn't satisfied at all, to be honest. From a skill point of view, I don't want to have too many fights like that. Like you said, at least I've shown everyone that I can scrap, I can take a punch and come back. But I had a few problems leading up to that fight. I felt I underperformed. It's my biggest win, but my worst performance. That's how I'd put it in my professional career. I feel like if we had a rematch, I could make it a lot easier. I reckon I'd probably just grapple him, to be honest. I kind of got into a bit of a scrap, but I feel looking back at it, I probably could have just ragged him to the floor and just finished him there. But I chose to have a scrap, but what was that? That's eight fights now, 8-0. I've finished people fast, I've dominated fights, I've come back from adversity, so I can do it all, man.
For as long as I've followed you on social media, it's always seemed like the process of visualisation is something that's really important to you. Since you were 3-4-0, you've been hashtagging it 5-0, 6-0, and now we see it on your social media and still 9-0. How important and integral do you see that kind of to your success?
Yeah, it's just funny you should say that, because I started off not obviously thinking too far into the future, but it's just become a thing now, and so the law of attraction and, like you say, visualization. So I hashtagged the 7-0, 8-0, 9-0, and it happens, man. Without getting too worried about it, it's like see it, believe it, achieve it type thing, without getting too rock shit, But yeah, man, it's good. I'm a big believer in like self-talk, self-confidence, how you hold yourself, your posture and all that, because on game day it's make or break, it's all in the mind. I was saying to you before the interview, we're all doing the same crap on the mats, we're training, our striking, grappling, whatever, but it's you see who really wants it most on fight night and who can hold their nerve the most, man, and that's where I excel.
Yeah, completely. Like you said, at Cagewarriors 100 you were called out left, right and centre. first and foremost by Nicolas Dalby and Alex Lahore, both getting stoppage wins. You called for them to fight each other, they fought for the interim title. What were your thoughts on that? Because some champions have a difficult time coming to terms with the fact that someone's walking around in their division with a belt calling themselves the champion.
You know, it doesn't really bother me because the belt's good. You know, it's a real good achievement, a personal achievement for me winning the belt. But my main goal is to get to the UFC and then further. So I'm just thinking, you know, the belt doesn't matter too much to me. All I see is Dalby in front of me, and that he's my ticket to the UFC. So I don't really care if he's got this plastic belt around his waist. I'll take him out, and then I'll, you know, I'm looking to get in the UFC. And you know what, Dalby was saying, what was he saying? He was like, I was like Lahore and Dalby, and I'll fight the winner. And Dalby's like, oh, you don't get to decide, blah blah blah. But that's how it's played out anyway, man. So it looks like I did, you know. So I said Dalby against Lahore, and I'll smash the winner, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Completely. In your pro career, you've fought some very tough opponents. You know, you beat a tough Aaron Khalid twice, which I don't think you got the credit for at the time. Seems now everyone's realising how good he is and how much potential he has. The one thing your record lacks is a big name with UFC experience. You know, Nicolas Dalby is a huge name, notoriously known for that draw with Darren Till. Was there a part of you that wanted Dalby to come through with that interim belt? You know, just because it's a nicer name to have on your record.
I think so, yeah. Like I say, he's in UFC caliber guy. So yeah, I think out of Alex Lahore and Dalby's the one I wanted. So I'm happy that that's the way it's played out. I think he clings on to that Darren Till draw a wee bit. You know, I think Darren Till maybe underperformed a bit, and it was Dalby's best fight. You know, so it doesn't really bother me who someone's beat, where they've been. You know, because on whoever's in front of me on fight night, I'm gonna smash. Yeah, I forgot what you said, man, but yeah, bring it on.
Anyway, let's talk a bit about Nicolas Dalby. I'm not going to ask if he's your toughest opponent today, because that's a completely different question, but do you think he's the fastest, kind of most technically gifted fighter you will have come up against?
I think he's probably the best striker I've come up against. You know, fast in his feet, good kicks, hands, a lot of movement and all that, you know. I think he... people get drawn into his style of fight, you know, which is not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go in and play my game, hold my style, and do my thing, which is winning, you know. And like I said before, I'm 8-0 now, I haven't lost. He's, whatever his record is, I think he's lost 3 or 4 times, man.
15-4.
Yeah, 15-4, man. So that's a difference, you know. People might not like it, but you know, there's been 4 times in his career where he's been in the situation. Winning's a choice in my eyes, you know. So 4 times in his career where he's been in the situation, and he's chosen to quit, and he's lost 4 times. I've not done it, man. So he's a quitter, and I'm a winner, and that's what's going to happen June 29th.
Do you think your mental toughness is on a different level to anyone or most people in the division?
Anyone, man. You know, I think there's more technical people like in UFC and all that, but I think I'm mentally stronger than anyone who you can put me in Cagewarriors or UFC, and that's what's going to get me through this fight and get me to the top and get me through the UFC rankings as well.
We talked a bit about Darren Till, mentioned him in reference to Nicolas Dalby. You actually bumped into him, I believe, in Inverness City Centre, and you ended up down at Cowbon. What happened there, and what was it like at Cowbon? Because you know, it's notoriously known for being quite a tough gym, quite a grueling gym, where they spar quite hard and kind of put their fighters through their paces. Truth in that?
Yeah, that was a hard gym, man. Jesus. So I heard it was my missus. She follows Darren Till, so she was like, I think Darren Till put on his story something about being in Inverness, and I just thought, we just thought like maybe it was some like Inverness in America or something. Like, surely no one comes up this far north, you know. But it turns out he's in Inverness with some mates. So he was doing some off-road and all that. I tried to get in touch with him, but obviously he's like loads of followers and all that, so that got lost in the abyss. And then I think, you know, it was like Sunday morning, we were just training here doing a sparring session, and I was driving home and just driving through the town centre, and I saw like 3 people walking through Inverness, like boffing about, and I was like, fuck, that's Darren Till, man. So I just, about me too, fanboy, you know, I just pulled in, I was like, fuck no, and I got a crack with him, and I was like, I'm a big fan. And he was like, I was like, I'd like to get some training sometime. And he was like, yeah, so we got his number and all that, and then we hooked up, and I got some training for the build-up to his Masvidal fight down at Cowbon. Yeah, man, that's the tough gym I got in there. You know, they got the fighter dorms and that. everything's hard. You know, the coach Colin here, and he pushes people hard, man. You know, so heavy sparring, heavy pads, even like the shadow boxing's intense, man. It's a hardy gym, man. But you know, it shows in their fighters. They're all tough.
Yeah, don't you go back there?
Yeah, man. I always like I like training with the best. You know, so I keep it in Britain. That sort of HMAC. My team's HMAC now. I'm not affiliated to anyone. Nice and neutral. So train with Darren Till. I train with Edwards brothers.
Yeah.
Fabian, Leon, Tom Breezenall down in Renegade. You know, so I'm just trying to, you know, train with the best people, sharpen my tools, and then get up the rankings. And I told them that as well. You know, it's just training. When
UFC London was announced, you called pretty heavily for that shot. You waited for any last minute pullouts. Do you think if you beat Nicolas Dalby, that opportunity is going to come, or do you think you might need another performance?
No, you know, I'd like to think beating Dalby will seal the deal, you know. But I can only do what I can do, you know. So I keep beating people, I'll keep asking for it, and you know, hopefully I get that call up, man. But we'll see what happens. We talked briefly about it, but you know, if you do leave the Cagewarriors welterweight division, you're leaving a really, really stacked division. Who do you see as being the kind of front runners once you're gone for that title? You know, I think once I beat Dalby, I think, you know what, we talked about this before. I think obviously like Khalid's coming into his own again now. You know, he's getting some confidence underneath him. I think Adam Proctor's good when he comes back, and you know, Reece McKee, you know, he's tall enough. Like you said, he's a tall. I didn't realise how tall he was. You know, he's big enough to be a welterweight, man. So we'll see. And then God knows, I'm losing track, man. Yeah, I'm not even thinking about these other welterweights now, because I smashed Dalby, then I'm out of there. Yeah, completely. Talking a wee bit about Scottish lads in Cagewarriors. Unfortunately, Scott Malone lost to Jack Shore last week. Aidan Stephen, you know, a guy you worked a lot with in the early days, still a good friend of yours. He has a big fight coming up in Colchester against Steve Amable. How big a threat do you think he is to the 145-pound division? Aiden's class, man. Jesus. You know, if Aiden does what I know he's capable of, then he'll win at 145-pound division. You know, so he's come to his own now. He looked a lot looser on the feet in his last fight, confident and all that. And I think he'll smash through Steve Amble, and then I wouldn't be surprised at all if he has that belt around his waist. Final question, Ross. When you fought Stefano Paterno, you predicted a second round finish. What's your prediction for this one? Yeah. Ah, mate, that's savage. Yeah. That must have been before the issues that I'd going on. But you know what? I think my prediction is 9-0. I'm keeping that real belt around my waist, and then UFC after. Smart prediction. Ross, thanks so much for your time, mate. I really appreciate it.